Da-da-da-dum.
This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Wednesday? It's The Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. BamaCentral.com. Hope you guys are having a great day. You're watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on the Bama Central Facebook page. You're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. We're live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios right here off McFarland Boulevard in Northport. Getting ready for the back half of the week. Hope it's been a great week for you so far. You enjoyed Alabama beating Tennessee. You had your victory Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's time to start locking in for the new week as Alabama heads over to Columbia to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. We want to tell you that the show is proudly presented by Strength Roofing and Siding. They're proudly backed by 45 years of expertise, tens of thousands of roof installs, and over 400 five-star customer reviews across their company. Strength Roofing and Siding offers our customers the highest quality materials, fast install times, and the market-leading extended warranties. Our Tuscaloosa local roofing experts provide expert residential roofing replacements and comprehensive repair service for homeowners across all Tuscaloosa area, really all over Alabama and Mississippi. So we appreciate the show being sponsored by Strength Roofing and Siding. You can call them today at 205-858-9050 for your free roof inspection. One of their great employees is going to come out to your house and check out your roof, make sure you're good to go for this winter and beyond. So if you haven't got your roof checked in a long time, make sure you check out Strength Roofing and Siding. Call them 205-858-9050. We're here with our man Mason Woods. We'll have Zach Guffey join us here in just a little bit from Strength Roofing and Siding. So we're here with Mason Woods. We're ready to kick off a Wednesday program. You can follow Mason Woods at MA_Woods on the Twitter machine. Your Twitter's actually blowing up.
It's been doing pretty well lately, yeah.
Well,
I'm getting some good traction from some of the various fan bases.
Yeah, I just see it all the time now.
There's a lot of tweets going out from it.
Is my point, yeah. Right? It's a fire hose. You're just recruiting all over the place. Alabama, Vanderbilt, Boston College, Missouri. The fire hose is just fire hosing on the timeline. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's really great. Obviously, late last night, I saw you two. I mean, I included it in our roll call because you tweeted it. Xavier Griffin, yes. ATL Atlanta Touchdown Club Defensive Player of the Month. Yeah. So make sure you're following Mason Woods at MA_Woods on the Twitter machine for all of his recruiting news. Also writing all that news for BamaCentral.com and all the other Walsh Writing Network sites. Good morning, Mason. How we doing?
Doing good this morning. Doing good. You when you walked in, you were asking me how I'm usually able to stay up as late as I do, and then come in here as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as I typically do. And I got to be honest, I'm dragging a little bit this morning. I am pretty tired today, but hopefully we can get through it. We got some good stuff to talk about, I think.
Dragging because you were watching the NBA last night?
I was actually watching the NBA last night. Not super closely. It was on mute for most of it. I watched the Thunder and the Rockets go at it, and
Houston Rockets.
It was pretty exciting, back and forth, whatever. And then I turned the sound on when it got down to about 5 minutes left in the game. And then next thing I know, we're 2 overtimes later. And I don't even remember who won now. I think it was the Thunder. Yeah, the Thunder won.
Thunder up! Henry. Theo's a big Thunder guy.
Okay, happy for him.
Right. Starting the season with a win. You gotta do it.
They deserve to win that after the way that they ended regulation with Kevin Durant's timeout call that was very apparent. I mean, so much so that even the broadcast was like, yeah, he called timeout. The refs just missed it. They called a timeout when they did not have one. So OKC should have gotten some free throws there for the technical foul, but in the last, it went to overtime.
Yeah, officiating is it's a problem across all sports.
Yeah, it's pretty egregious.
I got you a microphone right there. Oh yeah, you can sit right there. Yeah, perfect. Whatever you're comfortable with. No, you're okay. We're just getting rolling here this morning in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. We read the read for Strength Roofing and Siding, but we're looking forward to finding out where you've been this week, what you've been up to, and how many roofs you've checked out at people. I got a spot right there with a microphone. Yep, perfect. That's what I'm sitting off to the side on a wide shot. But yeah, 125, 124, the Thunder win. So Theo starts his NBA season well. Let me tell you how many NBA games I'm gonna watch this year. 0.
I don't know, man. You might miss out. NBA on NBC is back. They got the round ball rock going.
That's not enough.
The broadcast was pretty sweet. I got to be honest. It was enjoyable. You got to see a little Michael Jordan on there talking some. I don't, not really talking trash, but I'm sure he'll get there.
It's not enough to bring me into the league. The style of play. You get up by 25 points, and the game gets back to being a tight game.
Well, that's why you just watch it on mute, and then when the last 5 minutes roll around, you pop that one button, and there you go. You're enjoying yourself. It's just background noise until it really gets to crunch time. Yeah, there you go. You can just listen to that over and over again.
Right. Okay. So well.
It was pretty exciting.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm definitely glad you enjoyed
that. Was it Golden State in LA the last game?
Yeah.
Golden State came away with a win. I think Luka had an insane game, but didn't matter for LA, I guess.
43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists for Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he dropped a lot of points on my head in fantasy basketball.
Not too bad for old Luka. We in the college football world, Western Kentucky beat Louisiana Tech. Did you see they ran your play? Louisiana Tech ran the Music City Miracle kickoff return. They started running and then turned and threw it back.
Was it a forward pass?
No, it wasn't.
That's what they missed.
It's very clear. Yeah, Frank White.
That's a very important aspect of the Music City Miracle, that it has to be a forward pass.
Well, the Saints tried one of those. They threw a 7 this past week against the Bears. They threw a 7-8 yard hitch right over the middle and to Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill turned and threw it off to the side to Alvin Kamara, trying to be a lateral. Yeah. It was very clearly forward. Ben Johnson threw that red flag, and they said, "Oh, I'm coming back." So exciting.
Whenever the plays happen, they really seem they seem like it's a lot harder to throw it backwards, and I feel like it is because more often than not, it does seem like it's a. Well, he got to throw it forward. I don't see a lot of successful laterals, I feel like.
Yeah. So, good morning, Zach. Zach Guffey, straight through for Inciting. How we doing today? You having a good day so far? You can. Hey, this guy, that arm's flexible. You can drag it. You can move it. You got all of it. Just feel free to make yourself comfortable. I usually sit up. You can sit back. You can sit wherever you like. How you doing this morning?
Doing great this morning, Joe. How are you? How are you, Mason?
Doing good.
Mason, good. Zach, Mason.
Yeah, first time in person.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right. I guess, it was virtually last time.
That's so weird, virtual. I mean, it works.
Does it really count as meeting someone?
Right. Right.
You never know. Like, am I supposed to say nice meeting you? Because technically, yeah. So, nice seeing you in person. Yeah. I guess, yes. So
absolutely. Zach, you want to talk about Mike Shula?
Mike.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Let me get back in that headspace.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put you right there. I'll tell you what's going on with South Carolina. Their offense is awful. Their offense is absolutely disgusting. We're getting ready for Alabama, South Carolina at 2:30 on Saturday. We'll be over there for BamaCentral.com. And South Carolina's campus had a very interesting day yesterday. There's been protests all across the country for all kinds of different things, and everybody's in their feels about all kinds of different things. And we're not here to get you in your feels about any of those sorts of things, but we're here to talk about football and the funny. Dorms all across the campus putting up flyers. Fire Mike Shula protest. Fire Mike Shula protest. We're gonna go march to the football office, and we're gonna go tell everybody why Mike Shula stinks, and we want him out of here. You can't call any plays. And it looked like 20 people were at this Fire Mike Shula
Not
protest.
a great showing. Yeah.
And so I don't really know what actually happened. Right. It's got to be right high.
I mean, their messaging was not great. Let's be honest. I lived in a dorm. You lived in a dorm at some point. Many of us have lived in dorms at all points in our lives. How many people are really looking at that bulletin board for what they're doing that week?
Yeah, I'm not. Like
this could have been a tweet. This should have been something like that. It seemed like it was doomed from the start.
There we go. That's what I wanted to say.
Bulletin boards are still a thing.
Exactly.
Right. In the dorms. Right. So you got this group of people, Zach. You got this group of people that are walking from whatever student center they're at, and they're all going, fire Shula, fire Shula. And they might have a point, but just a funny way to spend your time if you are a college young man in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon.
I mean, they were probably missing probably some important class for that. Who knows?
Western Civ.
Yeah, here's your flyer right here. Fire Mike Shula protest at Green Street, 3 p.m. Tuesday. Rally against awful and predictable play calling, completely ruining LaNorris Sellers, not knowing how to run an offense. And they got about 35 young men upset at the protest. Noah Chess from Noah Chess TV. It was about 20 guys huddled around, eventually broke into a chant, marched down Green Street, ended in less than 15 minutes. So they were extremely fired up. What's your favorite or least favorite Mike Shula memories from here in Tuscaloosa? As you think about that, you're going to get us a good story, I know. The video that I'm enjoying seeing is this South Carolina fan who is I sent it into our Bama Central small chat. He is standing there yelling, "You call a 2-yard route, it's 4th and 3. It's 4." He goes, "How good is Cam Newton to drag your butt to a Super Bowl?" Very good, sir, is how good Cam Newton is. He's just, take your headset off. You hear me, is what he's yelling. So the South Carolina fans not happy right now with the state of the program, not happy with Mike Shula. Our old friend. Is Mike Shula going to serve us up is he's going to go deep into his bag seance and serve up a South Carolina masterclass on Saturday? Get all the fan base back on his side?
I mean, you're gonna get his best effort. That's for sure. I don't know what that best effort's gonna look like, but you'll certainly get their best. Alabama always does.
That's true.
What you think about Mike Shula?
Probably a lot of halfback draws on 3rd and 7.
That's right.
I guess. No. Everybody's gonna get the best effort against Bama. It's just what's gonna happen. And then with this going on too, I feel like he'll probably have a little extra juice as well as his team, but. A lot of years with Shula, a lot of great memories, a lot of great bowl games that we had a lot of fun at, regardless of how the season was going.
Independence Bowls and things like that.
Cotton Bowl?
Was it at a Cotton Bowl? I know that
2006.
I know they were at the Independence. That's Independence Bowl in Shreveport in 06 because they went back to back. And the story that I was always told the year I worked for the team in 08 was that Coach Saban left the Independence Bowl trophy like in the parking lot or in the locker room, and so we ain't never coming back to this place again.
This could have been 04, 05. I just remember having a really fun time in Dallas.
Oh yeah, 03, 04. Yeah, they had a really good team in 03, and then was it 05? But Tyron Prothro broke his leg. They were like number 3 in the country. They were rocking and rolling. If you want to sit back, man, you can yank that microphone. I just don't want you to be uncomfortable there.
We talked yesterday about Shane Beamer maybe being a fool for not jumping at the opportunity to take the Virginia Tech job. I mean, this has got to buy him at least a decent amount of time because all the blame is being directed toward Mike Shula. There's a lot of heat being taken off of Shane Beamer over the last couple of weeks. It can just, quick solution. All right, fire that guy. That buys him at least another year there.
I think Shane Beamer got a lot of equity for that SEC documentary on Netflix. I think he bought himself a lot of equity, a lot of support probably. But yeah, interesting year for them. I had different expectations for them coming into the year than what's actually played out.
Yeah, it's really not really what worked out well for them so far, losing almost all of their SEC games except for good job. You beat Kentucky. Something that Texas barely could do this past week. Texas Longhorns really making me look like a fool all over the place. Thank you, Steve Sarkisian, making me look like an absolute genius over here for believing in you guys. But really, for South Carolina, you got massive problems up front. They've had injuries along their offensive line throughout the year, and obviously LaNorris Sellers missing about a half a game or so, game and a half. After that Vanderbilt game. So our lads, South Carolina. That's what I like to go to. You ever seen this website, Zach? Our lads, South Carolina. No. Just type in our lads and whatever team you're looking for, and it's got a full on depth chart of who's starting off. I love it. In updates for when somebody gets injured and updates for when somebody gets benched, this, that, and the other. So I love it. South Carolina starting wide receiver last week, Vantravius Jacobs. He's been pretty good this year. Mm-hmm. Played last week, played the Oklahoma game with a dislocated finger. dislocated his finger in Wednesday's practice. I sat here. The reason I know this, I listened to 30 minutes of Shane Beamer drivel last night, and he from his Tuesday press conference, and it made me so thankful for you, Alex Thompson, for you, Aaron Jordan, for you, Steven Gonzalez, for keeping these coaches to 12 minutes, you're gone. 15 minutes, you're gone. Like, that's all we need to do. We don't need to be doing no 30-minute press conferences.
Yeah, I mean, when you get up to that, it's just, you know that there's so much of it that's just him rambling.
Yeah.
Going off on tangents, getting into things that don't really matter, trying to divert from questions that do matter.
Zach, how much Cam Newton tape do you think the team has watched this week with the LaNorris Sellers Cam Newton comparison? I coach Cam Newton in the pros. I think at SEC Media Days, that was the thing. Well, I'm looking forward to playing for Coach Shula because he coached Cam Newton and got a lot out of him, and I'm kind of like him, and he says I'm kind of like him. And
I think the only Cam Newton tape they may have watched this week, he might have been wearing a funny hat. I don't know if it's gonna translate or be comparable. Different humans altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could probably watch his tape and then probably study mobile quarterbacks or dual threat quarterbacks in general. Just kind of get ahead of that game, just because it's always, most of the time, seems to be a little bit of an Achilles heel at times. So hopefully shore up a lot of scheming against that type of play call. So,
you ever been to South Carolina?
No, it's one on my list. We try to do at least one away game every year, and going to that game has always been, as often as Bama plays there, it's always been one that we've wanted to try to get to.
Y'all were at Florida State, weren't you?
No. We were going to.
Okay, so still an away game on the schedule.
Still an away game that should be had this year.
Down on the Plains, last game of the year.
Possible, that being Thanksgiving week, we usually have family stuff tied up in that too. So it's like we could do that every other year. I don't know. I don't know what it's looking like this year. If this may be a year of no attendance.
Atlanta the week after SEC championship game, or we got 3 playoff games, national championship game. Is
right.
the title game in Vegas? Where is it?
That's right, maybe. That sounds right.
Look that up as I keep answering. Where is the national title game? We'll send Zach Guffey, strength roofing and siding.
Like it's in San Francisco.
Maybe it is. I have no. We take this thing week to week on the Joe Gaither show.
No, that's the Super Bowl. My bad. I was getting.
It's in Miami.
Perfect.
Taylor Swift hoopla.
It's in Miami.
Been there. Seen a national championship in Miami. It was pretty fun experience down there as well.
Yeah, so we'll watch them beat Notre Dame. So you'll get a chance to relive that memory this year as Kalen DeBoer and the black hoodie just continues to roll through the schedule.
That's it.
Where you been this week? Strength roofing and siding. You've been on some roofs. Where Tuscaloosa, in Mississippi, North Alabama, South Alabama. Where's the scoop? What's the itinerary been for Zach this week?
I've been in Tuscaloosa this week, helping some folks. Helped a gentleman yesterday and take care of a leaky situation on his metal roof porch. I've got one today that we're gonna get squared away for a young professional nurse over at DCH, and so just glad to help folks out that have needs, right? And some of which that don't even know they have them until we help them uncover what's going on.
That's why they got to call you, 205-858-9050. Zach Guffey and his crew, Strength Roofing and Siding, will come out and visit your roof today. Make sure you're in good shape. I think I might need to have you come out to my house, because I think that I look in my living room and I look up at the ceiling and there might be a little spot.
Yep. Well, perfect. That's a first sign indicator that, hey, maybe something's going on. And then we get up there, we'll look at the inside the attic, kind of get it from that perspective, see what we can see from the underside, and then go up top so we can find a matching issue that correlates. But yeah, maybe that's a good thing we could do. Maybe we'll shoot some content and put it out there on the interwebs.
We ought to, for real.
Yeah.
You just said a dirty word in the state of Alabama, attics. How now, obviously, the weather's turned a little cooler this week. How brutal is it in Alabama, these attics that you're going into?
I've got a temperature gun, and the hottest one I've been in so far is 174 degrees.
Oh!
Not generally
Human
that
oven.
bad. Yeah.
Oh.
Not generally that bad, but
Not
it's
that bad.
No, I'm gonna say most of them are not that bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll catch them about 110, 115 on a hot day.
Oh, my mercy.
Ventilation is generally an issue on roofs being underventilated for these hot Alabama summers, and that can just cause age and deterioration of a shingle if it's a shingle style roof much quicker than if it was moderate climate.
That's why y'all got to get Zach to do it, because I'm not going into my attic when it's 175 degrees. But Zach will. 205-858-9050. He'll check out what you got going on in your roof. I'm going to have him come out. Actually, I need to schedule it now and get that going, because the last thing that I want is sit there watching college football and boom, sit there watching. The Bears are playing. The Bears are playing bad, and I'm sitting there ready to explode, and the roof falls in on me. That would ruin my day.
It seems like it'd be par for the course, though, man. Just if something bad happens, it's just going to snowball, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. The Bears on a 4-game win streak. I'm waiting on the shoe to drop. We're playing the Ravens. Did you see the Baltimore Sun article yesterday? From they did a big "What's Wrong with the Ravens" article.
Was that they removed the ping pong tables and the cornhole boards?
That was part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
that was part of it.
I saw someone say that John Harbaugh is a glorified babysitter these days.
Yeah, saying that they're still hungover from the Week 1 loss against the Bills, saying that we're playing too many rookies, and the defensive coordinator calls the right plays, but they can't execute, and the other teams know our offensive plays. Todd Monken's used all his plays in 3 years, and now everybody knows him.
That's tough.
It was a rough look, but this is just setting up for them to just curb stomp the Bears and say we're back this Sunday.
Yeah, is Lamar back in rotation?
They've been coy.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't play last week.
Right.
They've been pretty coy. You know what? As a lifelong Lamar Jackson fan, I think he needs to take another week off. Baby the hamstring. Make sure he's healthy for the back half of the season.
I think you're right. I think this doesn't look good for the Bears this week.
Exactly. All the people are.
Who's going to cover Romo Dunze though?
Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon Humphrey can't cover anybody.
Marlon
Humphrey's too busy tweeting about hot dogs on Twitter.
Yes, he's asking. He's telling me, should I do a 50 state
glizzy tour? What are you talking about, man? You're 1-6 or whatever they are.
He looked good on the sideline Saturday, though.
God.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, celebrating the 2015 team.
Yeah.
What did you think about that game? Beating Tennessee is always nice. How loud was it? Were you able to make it into the stadium? And how loud was it when Zabian ran down the sidelines for you?
I didn't, but I wanted.
I heard you on the front lawn when I was waiting on the Walk of Champions.
That's it. Yeah, I was there. No, we wound up taking our time getting done there, and just went home and took some food home and was able to enjoy it from the best seat in the house. But that being said, as soon as that happened, and I'll give you an anecdote. You won't believe me.
No, please.
I swear it happened. I could even FaceTime my father-in-law in or my wife or mother-in-law. But we're sitting there, and Tennessee's driving down into the second quarter. Like, man, this game's getting a little weird. Like, it's getting a little strange. And now they're driving, and 2-yard line. I was like, they set up in a run formation. I'm like, they can't run the ball. Like, there's 9 seconds left. What's going on here? Bama calls a timeout. They set up in the same formation, but correct me if I'm wrong. Were they flipped?
Same way.
Okay. So I was like, well, they're lined up in this formation again. They can't run the ball. Like, we have to play the pass. I looked at my father-in-law. I said, watch pick 6 right here. And I swear, 3 seconds later, pick gone. And he's jumped up and down. You called it. I did. But generally, I would have said that anyways. I have, like I said, crimson-colored glasses. Like, everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. But no, I really did. It's like they cannot be fooled by this because they cannot run it because they'll run out of time. So, it was fun. Yeah, it was.
Those darn refs making Josh Heupel line up in the same formation before and after a timeout.
Yeah, right. Oh, Bobby Hill looking.
Dang it, Bobby. Golly, all my Tennessee fan friends have been, the refs beat us, the refs screwed us. We got to play Alabama and the refs. That's why they're the worst people in the world to me. They can't handle winning, can't handle losing, can't handle the game. They should just disband the program.
Tennessee fans had a tough Saturday. You lose the third Saturday in October, and then what was that? That was preceded by Tony Vitello news.
Apparently, he's not going though.
Oh, is that the latest? Man.
He was at some Tennessee scrimmage yesterday, coaching like normal.
Well, I know the what was it? I think Jeff Passan came out with a report like not long after the initial. He's going to San Francisco. Saying that it was still being finalized and that there's still some things that needed to be worked out. So like it would take some time, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not real sure.
Distractions, nonetheless.
More distractions, the better. More distractions, the better. Zach, what do you think about Sandstorm?
It's a fun time. I'm not listening to it, anywhere but other than that situation. I'm all for signature songs in stadiums.
Yeah,
I think it's fun. Hearing Jump Around last year at Wisconsin.
that was
That
great.
was a good time, especially seeing our team having a more fun time than the crowd at Wisconsin.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme up there in Madison.
Yeah, yeah.
We asked the players about that yesterday and got some. Most of them didn't bite. We talked to Jeremy Bernard. We talked to Jeremy. We talked to Parker. We talked to Deontay Lawson, Keon Sabb, and Ty Simpson. By the way, happy belated birthday, Parker
That
Brailsford.
clip was great that Hunter tweeted out.
Do you see that? Parker's in the middle of answering some questions, and Ty, how they do it is they bring one player into the indoor at a time, and they kind of overlap them just slowly so everybody can get different time. Well, Parker's up there, trying to get the run game better, focused on being better, whatever. He can't answer. And Ty walks right into the shot, just gives him a big old hug. And did y'all know it's Parker Brailsford's birthday? Gives him a big old hug and puts his head up on his shoulder and say, the best center in the world, it's his birthday yesterday. And they also... And Parker is so embarrassed. Yeah. He's so embarrassed that he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's my birthday yesterday." Ty was they were hamming it up. Parker saying that all I did was cook some food. We had lunch with Jam and Ty yesterday. Oh, it was good. Can't really celebrate during the season. Oh, it was good. 22 years old. What were you doing at 22 years old? I was being a total jackwagon.
I mean, I would concur. I couldn't tell you. It probably tells you all you need to know.
Same. I was working in a restaurant being a total jackwagon.
Same. Shout out Baumhauer's Wings.
There you go. Baumhauer's home of Hey Coach.
No free ads.
Well, you're right. You're right on that.
That clip was great. I don't recall seeing any moments like that with last year's team.
Yeah.
Like look, we've said it at length on this show. I'll always love Jalen Milroe for what he did. But yeah, I don't remember seeing anything like that last year. That team just felt a lot more divided than this year's team does.
What do you think the impact? What do you think the impact, Mason Woods and Zach, chime in right here, of the 3 Alabama transfers that are starting for South Carolina's defense? You got Sean Murphy, which was the name I forgot. Sean Murphy was in Ty Simpson's class. Yeah. Justin Okoronkwo, a name that we've cried about forever and ever since he left, and Moncal Goodwine. Moncal Goodwine's second on the team in tackles for loss. He's forced 2 fumbles. He forced a fumble against LSU. Justin Okoronkwo's got like 30-something tackles and an interception. Got an interception, I think, against Vanderbilt or Missouri. Got to get an interception against one of those gold and black teams. And Sean Murphy also playing well for South Carolina. The age of the transfer portal and just... I don't know. I think Justin Okoronkwo is a good player. I think Goodwine's a good player too, but I'm just not sure. Like, I don't have the only fear that I have for this game, Mason, is vibes. Like, when I watch them, it's like they're horrible.
It's not an X's and O's thing. It's not really even a talent thing. Alabama is more talented than South Carolina is, top to bottom. I think Alabama's got better coaches than South Carolina does, top to bottom. But you're right. It's a vibes thing. It's we've had 4 straight emotional victories back to back to back to back. Now we got to go play this team that was supposed to be really good, but now we've seen they're not actually that good. And it might just be we show up in Columbia and everybody's brain is still back in Tuscaloosa. I would hope, and I think we kind of got into this yesterday a little bit too. Like, surely at this point, Kalen DeBoer has learned his lesson, and that's not going to happen again because it happened last year twice, and then it kind of happened in week 1 as well. So I don't foresee Alabama doing the same thing again, but it's certainly nagging there in the back of my head. And that's really the only bad outcome I see. Of all the possible things that could happen in this game, that's really the only bad one.
Yeah. You like seeing guys on the other side of the sideline that we know?
I mean, I like seeing a recognizable name, but also if they ain't wearing crimson.
If that bleep them is what
one of my favorite things every Saturday though is just saying, "Oh, hey, that guy was at Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh, I remember him. Oh, that guy was." I love doing that.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Mason. It's like what team's going to show up, and you hope that from the last year's instances of us not showing up, that's taken care of. And obviously, the same story about week one. If we've learned it, maybe the history books will show that that's the best thing that could have happened for this Alabama team. And show up, do what you're supposed to do, but then you also have the opposite side too, is like, are we going to get a glimpse of who we thought South Carolina was going to be?
Exactly.
Very possible. I mean, I do think in the case of those 3 transfer players, like you said, they're all good players, but I mean, it's not like they'd be playing for Alabama right now if they were still here.
Justin Okronko.
He'd be rotating in.
And the defensive lineman.
And yeah, Monkel would be rotating as well.
But like,
he wouldn't be they wouldn't be full time.
So it's not like you lost the best of the best there. You lost some guys that were already a bit expendable.
How smart is Sean Murphy? Transferring out of here, transferring to Florida State, seeing what happened at Florida State and saying, I'm out of here. I'm going to South Carolina right now.
They're doing things right up there in Columbia.
They're doing things more right up there than they are in Tallahassee.
Still going pretty bad, though. That's tough, though. You leave dumpster fire for what was supposed to be a SEC contender this year, only to wind up in potentially another dumpster fire.
Is Sean Murphy the consistent factor? You go to
Maybe
Tallahassee.
I'm the problem.
Right.
Maybe it's me.
I go to Tallahassee. We're 2-10. I go to South Carolina, and we're 3-4.
Yeah.
Not good yet. The 3-4.
If we had if you'd asked me 7 weeks ago if South Carolina is going to be 3-4 at this point, like, I would have told you you're insane. I'd have given you maybe 1-2 losses on the schedule there, but 4.
Well,
this team has crumbled.
All right, so I would have said they split with Vanderbilt and Missouri.
That's probably where I would have given you, yeah.
And I probably would have said they'd split with LSU and Oklahoma as well.
Yeah, so I'd probably give you 2 losses there. Like, 4 is just, everything's going bad. I don't know.
Initially, preseason, this was one of the games that I was kind of scared for.
Oh, yes. Go ahead, keep going. Yeah.
Being at South Carolina, coming off a stretch, not knowing, what we all thought that South Carolina was going to be, and LaNorris Sellers, all the hype. Yeah. This was one of the games that I was kind of had earmarked, like, this could be a bugaboo here. This is a little bit concerning. Not as much, which also concerns me. Right now we're thinking, this is not a big deal. I don't want, obviously the players to be thinking that way. So go in there and lay an egg would be an issue, because obviously they're still talented. They still have capability of playing really well. And, Mike Shula's going to have some juice playing against his old team. And then the 2022 freshmen and sophomores there at University of South Carolina want him gone. So he may be feeling the hot seat.
Is this the first time Shula's played Alabama since he's been gone?
Ooh.
Because he was with the Panthers for a long time. The easiest way to find that would be to look at Shula's wiki, and Shula was kind of but he's with the Panthers for a long time. It
looks like this will be.
He was in the NFL
He was in the NFL
with the Giants, right?
Jags, Panthers, Giants, Broncos, Bills. Now he's with South Carolina.
So this will be the first time that he's played Alabama since losing his job.
Unfinished business.
Yeah. For some reason, off the top of my head, I thought he'd been back for some reason, but I'm perhaps thinking of someone else. But no, it makes sense. I think he had a full NFL slate after us.
Man, so yeah,
I like the guy. He was a nice guy. He was in a tough spot.
He was in a tough spot. Yeah, you can drag that all the way. There's
an
arm right there that'll extend this whole thing right there.
Good. He was in a tough spot. Bama needed somebody. We were under sanctions, weren't we?
Yeah, big time.
And
Philip Fulmer.
And then coming off of Franchione's early departure.
All the Mikes.
Yeah, the Mikes. Franchione's departure and Mike Price down at the Floribama. It's he helped us out.
I've never been to the Floribama.
Yeah, you should. It's a good time.
I'll get in trouble there.
No. It's all up to you. You get to make the decisions, Joe.
Well, that's why I stay here in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. Nice and comfortable where we are here. Are you worried about Cyborg LaNorris Sellers turning into Cyborg LaNorris Sellers, Zach?
Always. Yeah, always. And just especially somebody that has potential being dual threat, but also, I mean, he's just a great quarterback. And if he is who we think he is, then he could possibly have a great game. at any point in time, which all these kids are great athletes, great talent, or they wouldn't be on the teams that they're on. So, if he's got the rec specs going and ready to go, I mean,
to me, he just looks like he hasn't been plugged in this year. He looks like he's just like, oh, I didn't have my coffee this morning.
I don't think Mike Shula knows what he's doing with him.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like they know what they're doing with him.
Well, they can't protect him, and I think
that doesn't help.
And like when I watched, I put on Florida, I put on South Carolina LSU yesterday afternoon just to try to start watching.
Yeah,
I was asleep in 5 minutes. It was. I couldn't do it.
I watched a bit of our friend Brooks Austin's breakdown of South Carolina, and there was just one thing that he kept mentioning kind of over and over again that stuck out, and it's just like anytime there's a significant amount of pressure on LaNorris, there's no quick route for him to throw to ever. He is it's completely just hanging him out to dry. And like that is such a if you know that you have consistent offensive line issues, like you've got to work something in for him. Hey, buddy, we know you're going to be under pressure. Dump it off to your running back. Here's a quick 2-yard route, whatever, to your tight end. You got to have those hot routes, but they just for whatever reason that offense is, I don't know, just dysfunctional.
Who was the?
And I guess it does all start.
Ted Ginn Jr. Right. That was the same thing with the Panthers. It was Cam Newton throw a bomb shot to Ted Ginn Jr. or get us out of trouble and scramble.
I mean, look, there's a reason that he got the Superman moniker. It was not because Mike Shula coached him up so well. It was because Cam Newton was Superman on the football field.
It was please save us.
Yeah.
He goes, how good was Cam? That fan. How good was Cam Newton drag your butt to the Super Bowl?
Pretty daggum good, man.
Just insane. I don't want rushing. I want receiving yards. Yeah. Greg Olsen, 1,100 yards. Ted Ginn Jr., 739. I don't know that you got a Greg Olsen playing tight end and Brady Hunt or Jordan Dingle for Carolina right now. I do like Nick Harbor a lot, and I like Travius Jacobs a good bit, but you just don't have a whole lot in the receiving department for them. They're Brady Hunt, 13 receptions, 115 yards, no touchdowns for tight end Brady Hunt.
I'm not really concerned about him tearing Alabama up. And then, I mean, you mentioned Nick Harbor. Like, hey, we saw it last week. Xavier Brown can apparently run with just about anybody. He's one of the fastest. What was the official number I think I saw was like 21 point some odd number miles per hour he reached on that 99-yard pick six. So I'm not too concerned about Nick Harbor beating you over the top.
Did you see coverage stats for Xavier Brown last week? 57 snaps in coverage.
Yep. It was like
6 targets.
Yeah. 2 point something.
16 total yards over those 57 over those 57 cover snaps he allowed on 6 targets.
I was gonna say, what's more impressive, the yards allowed being so small, or on 57 plays they only targeted him 6 times because they were so scared to?
Didn't Patrick Surtain wear 2 as well?
Yes, he did.
PS2
had the PS2 chain when he got drafted.
Like starting to get a little of those vibes.
Is that going to become the new, like, hey, give this off to our number 1 corner number?
What was it? Penn State, Michael Parsons was at 11?
11.
Yeah, and then LSU does 7, and they have another one too.
7 and 18.
Yeah.
18 is their captain's number. 7's their defensive back, basically defensive stud.
I would like to see one of those at Alabama. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about Xavier Brown? Sophomore Xavier Brown.
Hey, I mean, make a name for yourself, kid. I mean, probably didn't have a ton of people saying his name from casuals like me, but we know him now, right?
Shoot, yeah.
And I mean, yeah,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, when are we gonna get the Daniel Moore of it of the shot?
I'm sure it's already penciled in.
I have to imagine.
Daniel's been busy this year with Caden Proctor, and now was it that Xavier Brown? You've got to have that Xavier Brown play. Maybe you can correct me, but my perception is he only does 1 a year.
That used to be the case.
Okay,
but, capitalism.
Times got tough. Economy.
I imagine they're quite time consuming. I am not artistically gifted myself, but for the people that are, I can't imagine that's a quick process.
All he's got to do is type it into AI and fill it in.
Hey, joke on that man all you want. That man's a master. What?
Yes, he is.
I have 5 from the 2009 year.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So there was 5 from that year. I have the whole collection there, and I used to collect them like crazy. But then then there got to be, we had too much success. I was like, I can't have them all.
You can't just
You run
keep
out of room
buying
for 'em.
these.
Yeah,
Right.
my great grandma had an entire room in her house dedicated to just Daniel Morse. It was wall to wall, and then she had a bunch shoved behind other furniture because she couldn't figure out where to hang it. I mean, all kind of stuff.
I have the
Those
same. I have a
things are
storage
great.
unit, and I've got probably 6 or 7 in
Yeah.
there. I have a hallway leading into my house that I have just the national champion ones. I call it the Walk of Champions because the first one I got was 92, which was Stallings on the shoulders.
Oh yeah.
And so that kind of started a thing for me when I was young, that was such a big deal to have that. But yeah, in my hallway, I've got I think I've got 5 hanging up, and I call it the Walk of Champions leading into my house.
And you've got a lovely wife and family. Does that ever create tension in the house?
Yeah, that's the only walls I got. Yeah, my bachelor pad. It used
them well.
It used to be Daniel Moore wallpaper.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it used to be.
Oh gosh. My collectibles. I live by myself now, so nobody tells me what to do with the collectibles, thankfully. But maybe that'll change eventually. I'm sure it will. Let's keep going here on the program, but before we do, we're gonna tell you guys about Strength Roofing and Siding. When severe weather strikes, your roof is your home's first line of defense. Storms with high winds, heavy rains, and hail can cause serious damage that isn't always visible from the ground. Strength Roofing and Siding, we specialize in storm and hail damage, roof repair and restoration across central Mississippi and Alabama. We provide fast inspections, expert repairs, and insurance claim support to help you recover quickly and protect your home. A professional assessment from a trusted roofer named Zach Guffey is essential. With over 45 years of serving Alabama and Mississippi, Strength Roofing and Siding provides expert storm damage repair and replacement. Call now for your free no-risk assessment at 205-858-9050. Zach Guffey will come out to your house, make sure that you've got protection that you need. Make sure you're ready for the storm seasons that are always ahead. Call Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. Now, you said earlier you were helping a fellow out with a metal roof. Because I've got shingle. How is that different? If you got shingle, or if you got metal roof, or a roof I've never heard of, if you got a yurt, how do those things differentiate?
Well, it's all just different material, different application process. Metal roof sounds really good. Take a nap in the afternoon under a rainstorm.
We got a tin roof.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So it's just it's completely different. Shingles are pretty much the most common, but a lot of metal roofs out there as well, especially they're popular in the South. So just
do they rust? Because I don't know anything about metal roofs. Like, what would make a metal roof maybe go wrong?
Now, it takes a long time for that to happen.
Sure.
And generally speaking, if it is a metal roofing panel that's made for a home, there are coatings and things like that keep that from happening. But what would go wrong is over time, screws could back out, with expansion and contraction of the roof surface. So, we usually advise a re-screw about every 10 to 15 years, basically just removing the old screws from the metal roof and putting new ones in a little bit thicker. And then also just securing that. Anything with penetrations, any holes in the roof, any pipes or flashings or things like that, chimneys. But yeah, anything can kind of go wrong, but that's going to be the most common, is where there's cuts or separations or holes in the roof there.
You got to get your landlord to get the double inspection on his house and on yours.
Yeah, we both got the tin roof,
Yeah.
Get a little twofer there.
Absolutely. Call 205-858-9050. Tell your landlord, schedule an appointment. You get 2 for 1 right there on the same property, and make sure you're all good for the next 10, 15 years. What's the lifespan of either? Because I guess my home was built in 08 for my shingle roof, and I don't even know when your home was built, but what's the lifespan of these roofs?
Shingles are rated typically, what you see these days with a dimensional shingle. The shingle is rated for 30 years, but you start seeing some deterioration, especially in the hot sun, after about 15, 18, something like that.
All that global warming in Alabama.
Yeah, no, it's just that cooking from the inside, if they're not ventilated properly, it's like baking from the inside and broiling from the top. It's that double convection happening. So generally, around 20 years is kind of a lifespan where you start seeing some problems here in Alabama.
Huh. So tell your landlord, get you the double inspection right there.
Yeah. Is discount double check still a thing?
Well, we can go upstairs and ask Derek Daniel, right? Ask Derek Daniel for sure. I'm sure he'll give you that. He's got the. Did you see his sign coming in?
I did. I still don't get it.
There's nothing to get.
Yeah, there's nothing to
That's
get.
the problem.
People are freaking out about this.
It took me far too long to understand that there was nothing to get with it.
Which makes me kind of like it.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I can appreciate it. I
Kids
can
have that
respect
sense
it.
of humor,
Yeah,
The kids are just trolling the olds with 6'7",
the
and
kids are okay.
yeah, exactly. And they're like, what does this mean? The devil has our
Don't mean
kids.
nothing.
It means
They're definitely
nothing.
talking about drugs.
Yeah, exactly. That means nothing. We're gonna the record of South Carolina this year 6-7.
6-7.
That's
Yeah.
what it means.
Not unlikely.
Let's see. So they're going to have us this week. They got this is a horrible rest of the schedule. Alabama at Ole Miss, at Texas A&M, Coastal Carolina, and then Clemson.
They could drop almost all of those games. Yeah,
you beat Coastal. We'll give you that.
sure.
But you're not going to Oxford and winning.
No, you're not going to Texas A&M and winning. I'm not sure that you're beating Clemson.
Is Shane Beamer just going to get fired then?
I think that, like I said earlier, I think if you fire Shula, that buys you at least another year, because you can say we got to get a new offensive guy in here. I mean, because LaNorris is gone, most likely.
Yeah, he's transfer portal.
But if you can convince him to either, 1, not transfer, 2, not go to the NFL, and 3, stay at South Carolina for one more year, that certainly buys you a little more grace. So I think he's got at least another year there.
If
he needs to be considering that Virginia Tech job.
Yeah, if you're LaNorris, are you opting transfer portal and you're going to Ole Miss? If you're transfer portal and you're going to where?
Shane Beamer goes to Virginia Tech and says, you give me all the money in the world to go get LaNorris, and I'll win you a bunch of games just to trick them into signing him to a long deal.
LaNorris Sellers, Lane Kiffin, University of Florida.
Oh!
DJ Lagway is going to go off to, where's he going to go?
He's going to go to USF. He's going to go to Coastal Carolina. I mean, DJ has not had a good year.
He hasn't. He's still got the tools, though.
The tools.
It's all about the tools, man. You know, Anthony Richardson, he's doing great.
That's why LaNorris is just going to go onto the NFL Combine.
Yeah,
and be a third-round pick.
Anthony Richardson, did you say he used some of the tools to break his orbital socket with
popped himself with a
band? Something I would do.
I did that once, not get hit in the face with it, but when I was playing baseball, you tie them to the fence and you do your little Boy, I had one rip off of there and smack me right in the neck. Ugh. I thought I got shot.
Don't have time. Yeah, there we go. All right, so South Carolina 119th in the country in third down conversions. So where does that put them in time of possession? Because Alabama's 7th in time of possession, because Alabama's offense is sustaining drives and really, I mean, Kane Womack needs to go give Ryan Grubb a hug every single day. I think Kane's doing a good job. I do. There's not a Kane Womack slander point, but he's also getting helped by the offense, executing, staying on the field, not making the defense go right back out there. 127th in the nation in time of possession at well, I don't know what this 187 means. Is that 187 minutes with the ball? This is 27 average time of possession. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's 187 minutes. So average time of possession, 26 minutes a game, 27 minutes a game for South Carolina to Alabama's 33 minutes a game. So that doesn't sound like a huge disparity, but that's basically a whole drive, almost 2 drives, that Alabama's holding the ball longer than South Carolina because they're executing better. Really offensively speaking. Third down conversion percentage, we said that they were 119th for South Carolina. Alabama, did I just say they were 7? They're pretty high. They are 17th, converting at 50% conversion rate. That is bleeping nuts, to be honest with you. Ryan Grubb, mastermind. Let's see if it's third down defense, because is Alabama getting off the field on third down? You are.
Seems like they've done a better job of it over the last few weeks.
Where's that beautiful logo? Where's that beautiful logo? That beautiful logo not in the top 50. Oh no, we got to scroll to the next page. Alabama is number. There it is, 62 in third down, getting off the. They're allowing a 37% conversion on third downs.
All right.
Ahead of Vanderbilt, ahead of Tennessee. Where do you think South Carolina is on this list? They're not in the top 100, are they? Unbelievable. So it's not just Mike Shula not being able to sustain drives. South Carolina's defense, they're 112. in third down. Like, okay, they're giving up 44% conversion rate on third down. Ty Simpson's just going to feast. We're staying on the field, long drives. The run game's going to get going this week. It's got to.
What do we think? What's the longest drive we think we see this week?
Well, we saw 99 this past week.
Sure. I mean, like time-wise, though.
Take the whole quarter.
I mean, give me like a 12-minute, 14-play drive that goes 95 yards.
If they're that bad, we may not. I mean, we may have bigger chunks of
May
yards.
fly down the field.
You might be right, yeah.
May fly down the field. That's one area where I want to see this team really actually take a step forward. Is the last 2-3 weeks is coming out of halftime. Golly, you were so good against Vanderbilt. Came out of halftime. Missouri, play number 1, sack fumble. You put the defense back in the red zone, and Bray Hubbard gets juked out of his shoes. Like, sorry, Bray, you just got hung out to dry by your offense.
Look, you had a lot of highlights this year, but that was a low light.
Right, it's okay.
Happens to everybody.
Blame that on Ty.
Sure.
Ty hung you out to dry right there. And that happens sometimes. But then Tennessee, this past week, you come out of the locker room, you're up 16, you're ready, you got the knife in your hand, ready to just and three and out, punt, let Tennessee back in the game. If you're up 2 scores at halftime, if you're up 10 points, and because DeBoer's shown you by now, he's trying to defer, he's trying to put the defense on the field first, he's trying to have the ball first possession of the second half. Like, you got to take that and put the game out of reach right then and there.
Kick it in the 5th gear. Stomp on their throat.
Yeah, gotta have a little warrior ethos and just know that, hey, it's time. We can put it behind us and then control the rest of the game. Just go out there and impose your will. That's what you want to see. And yeah, that was very disappointing to see them come out of have that juice, have that momentum, and come out and be like, okay, yeah, we're really gonna lay it in. And the second half is gonna be a celebration in the stadium. And then they go through it. Now it's like, you want them to get out there and really execute in that position.
Do you think that do you think Ryan Grubb called 3 bad plays because they didn't want it to start smoking in the stadium right then and there?
Possibly. He could be looking at
They're like, our players can't handle this much smoke. A whole second half's worth of smoke.
Yeah. Hey, but shout out Ryan Grubb. Did you cover the last 2 days? His comments in his press conference. I'm really hoping that he's really enjoying being here.
Yeah, that was he hasn't given an opening statement.
Yeah.
Yet since he's come here. Every time it's all right, give me questions. And he comes out and no, we didn't cover it at all, actually. So good point. Comes out, he goes, hold on, because Aaron basically started the spiel. Okay, raise your hands for Ryan, and he goes, hold on, I'm sorry. And he's polite about it and all that stuff. He goes, I just want to say that's the best atmosphere I've ever been a part of. Ever?
I've been a lot of places.
You've been up to Washington. Washington apparently gets pretty lit. Ever.
12th man Seahawks. There had to be some fun times.
Yes, exactly. Them too. Right. So, ever been a part of? Are you worried about Ryan Grubb with all these job openings? Because that's starting to swirl.
Yes, but I'm also of the camp that, like some people, it's okay to kind of max out at the coordinator position.
You know who you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Know who you are. Be elite in that position. And some people test it out, come back, and remain elite. Some people have no desire to test out the higher waters. Selfishly, I'm hoping he has no desire to be a head coach somewhere or anything like that, and just want to be the best offensive coordinator in the country. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think we may have a little bit of that with Kane Womack too. Just given that he's was the head coach at South Alabama there and decided, all right, I don't know that I want to do that anymore, and then took the DC job here. I hope that both of them, like you said, have that attitude.
There's a big difference in being the CEO of a team and just coaching ball, right?
Massive.
Yeah, so Womack's coaching ball, Grubb's coaching ball. If you wind up being DeBoer, then you're the manager of all these young men in a different capacity.
Yeah.
In the whole program and the boosters, the first one thing or another. That's not some people's wheelhouse. It's not some people's calling, so to speak. So, it's like you said, be who you are, be elite. There's nothing wrong with being elite at that capacity. Because if memory serves correct, he's still making several million a year.
Yeah, no, he's doing really well for himself. Honestly, Steve Sarkisian's running into that problem right now. They said they hired me to call plays. But it's not working out for you so well because you're balancing too much.
Yeah,
balancing way too much. So we're right on time here, Mason. Well, you got any recruiting news you want to hit us with? I saw you posted a lot of stuff yesterday on BamaCentral.com about Trent Seaborn, basically committing, posting the video.
Yeah, that video was great. For anybody that didn't watch it, you can go find it on Trent Seaborn's Twitter. You can find it on my Twitter. I retweeted it. And it is just like 6.5 minutes of him from the time he was probably 6 years old, maybe younger, all the way up to now. And he is like every single picture, Alabama shirt, Alabama visor, something. It's very obvious that it was always going to be Alabama for Trent Seaborn. And I really like seeing that video. And then at the end, he includes the actual clip of the moment. You know, he tells Kalen DeBoer, "Hey coach, I'd like to commit to the Crimson Tide," or, you know, whatever it was. Heartwarming, like I said in the headline there.
What did the little brother said? Did he say, "Are you the coach?"
I believe
or are you going to be the coach?
I believe he said, "Are you the coach?" Which is just hilarious to me that at that point they had been there for 8 hours, if not arrived the day before. I'm sure that, 3, 4, 5-year-old kid has had multiple conversations with Kalen DeBoer leading up to that point and just hasn't grasped yet that, oh, this is the coach. Kids are just hilarious.
Do you have one of those you want me to give out so people can find you?
What's that?
No. I see what you're doing on your phone because I haven't given out any sort of social media handles for you. I looked you up once and you hadn't tweeted in like 5 years, and so I was like, I'm not going to say that then.
I don't tweet a lot, but I just followed Mason to get the recruiting news.
Yeah, well, his Twitter has been a fire hydrant of just news, and this player's offered, and this player's coming to visit, and this.
Last night we had another player, a 4-star 2027 cornerback, Raylon Henry, sets his commitment date for November 15th. Does currently, I think, have the crystal ball to Alabama from whatever they call it now with On3 rival, the Fong bomb, I think, or whatever they say, is getting predicted to go to Alabama, though. I think likely a replacement for Alexander Ward that you lost just a couple days ago. So I think it'd be a pretty good replacement.
You see Ryle Kelly's birthday yesterday?
I did, yeah.
Happy birthday, Ryle Kelly.
Having a good season.
Former Joe Gaither Show guest.
Yeah, having a good season.
We need to text him again, see if he wants to jump on the show. I should have texted him yesterday, but it was too late. It was like 10:30 when I saw it was his birthday. I was like, I don't want to.
I always feel, I feel strange when I reach out to these recruits and things like that because, sometimes I'll be just working away and then I don't realize, like, oh, man, I just sent a kid a message at 11 o'clock at night. That's a little strange. But, I just hope he sees it the next day and doesn't really think anything of it. Weirdly, oddly enough, that's the time when kids are awake and like on their phones the most. So that's kind of when they're the most receptive.
There we go. What's the appropriate cut? What's the cutoff time to texting these recruits?
I don't know.
Well, you're an adult, more an adult than us. What should be our cutoff time to text these kids?
I guess it depends on prior relationship or how well
that's
you know
good,
these people.
Yeah.
Unsolicited, I'd say probably 9 p.m.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that seems like a fair time.
Yeah.
I've broken that rule a couple times, probably.
I should have texted him happy birthday then. Dang,
the devil works hard. Mason Woods works hard.
That's right. Mason's up to like 8 and 2 in the morning, and still up here ready to rock and roll.
Like I said, it'll catch up to me one day. I'm sure
it will.
All right, so tomorrow on the program, we are having Alex Joyce. Alex Joyce is going to be joining us from South Carolina on SI. So he's going to give us really the inside kind of look of what's been going wrong with the Gamecocks this season. They fired their offensive line coach. Is everything going to be back in order? He goes, part of this 30-minute press conference with Shane Beamer is, well, it's going to be better this week. It's their second week with the coach. They know what to expect. They know what he's asking for now. It's like, okay, it's your second week, and you're about to have your boys go up against James Smith, Tim Keenan, Yanzi Pierre.
Man, that reminds me. I saw a video of an Eastern Illinois offensive lineman.
No.
His teammate asking him, hey, man, you ready for Bama? He's like, man, I got to go against Tim Keenan, fifth-year senior, up for all these. Man, I don't know. It was so funny. If
you find it, send it.
Yeah, I'll see. I'm sure I can go back and find it. I know I liked it. And, man, it was cracking me up because it's just very, you and I, we all know what that game's going to look like. They all know what that game's going to look like. And it's just, I love to see them have an actual sense of humor about it. I hope that video has made its way to the Alabama locker room because, man, it was cracking me up.
Well, luckily for him, he probably only sees Tim Keenan for a quarter.
Right. Yeah. We're throwing London Simmons out there.
Woo!
That's the equivalent. That's the college equivalent of I'm going to math class, eating square pizza, then I have to go tackle high school Derrick Henry later in the evening. Like, imagine you're playing 6A high school football in Georgia right now, and Xavier Griffin coming through the A gap. Okay.
Man, speaking of Xavier Griffin, I think you mentioned it earlier closer to the top of the show, but last night, his mother, who has joined us on this show before with
Miss
J, she tweets out that he was named the defensive player of the month for the region that he plays in there in Georgia for Gainesville High School. Let me see if I can get that tweet because I know I had his
pretty close
stat
to the top
line
of
in
your
it.
top.
Yeah, his stat line this season is very impressive. I think it's like 60 through 8 games. I think it's 60 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and like 4.5 sacks or something.
The inside linebacker room, as you're looking for that, I mean, you're gonna lose your top 3: Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, and Nikai Hill Green. But we talked yesterday at the end of the show about quarterbacks and how the quarterback room looks absolutely stupid loaded after Ty Simpson gets drafted number 1 by the Jets this coming spring. Your inside linebacker room, you went and got Luke Metz, Abdul Carter, and Duke Johnson last year's class, and now you got Xavier Griffin. There's more.
Zay Hall from
Zay Hall, right? And it's like which one of you jokers is gonna rise above the rest? Like it's gonna be loaded inside line. Chuck Morrell is going to have a fun problem to have next spring, figuring out who's going to play at inside linebacker.
Yes, it is. It was 6 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks this season.
In how many games? 6?
8. I think they're 7-1 right now.
8 games, 60 tackles, 4 sacks.
Gainesville, Georgia?
Yeah, right outside Athens.
Playing against the son of AJ Styles.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh,
yeah, AJ Styles from Gainesville, Georgia.
That's pretty cool.
Wow. I actually watched
right
Raw
there in Kirby's backyard.
Yep. I actually watched Raw this past. Your conversation with me a couple weeks ago about AJ and John Cena was like, yeah, let me check that out again. Let me start. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And I was like, okay, let me start checking this. But I'd been unplugged with the WWE, but trying to give it another chance. Triple H using AI for creative coming out a couple weeks ago. It's like, oh, come on, buddy.
I saw that, and I admittedly have been out on it for 2 months or so now. I haven't really been paying attention since I was not a fan of the way they handled the whole John Cena thing. But yeah, that made me really not want to watch it when I saw that. That's just so lazy.
Do you think it's true?
No,
I sure hope not.
I think they came out and clarified that we've used AI for years to double check continuity and double check, just make sure that everything is, here's our idea. What's AI think about it? Give us feedback.
Now I've listened to podcasts before where they've used AI to book a whole year, and it's come up with some pretty compelling stories where people just like fake it. But no, I don't think so. I think they're too much in their own way, probably.
And CM Punk's going to win this world heavyweight title, right, over Jey Uso. They're giving it back to Jey Uso.
Jimmy's going to have something to do with it.
Sells too much merch.
You're right.
Jimmy's going to either cost Jey or help Jey.
After this past week, I think he's going to cost him, but that's probably what they want me to think.
That's probably what you want to think. The okie doke. He's going to help him win it, and then they're going to be the heel faction again.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. So this past week they did a whole, Seth Rollins is hurt. He gets hurt against Cody Rhodes, and so he's got to drop the title. Right? They do a battle royale to see who's going to go up against CM Punk, and Jay dumps Jimmy and several others over. Like, oh, you turned on your brother to win the spot, making me want to think. And they had a little look in his eyes, like, you joker.
Oh, cliffhanger. That's
right. So we'll see what happens with all that. All right. So we got to kind of wrap this bad boy up and get on out of here. Why don't we tell them one more time? Strength Roofing and Siding. It is your number one source for roofs, for replacement, basically making sure you are taken care of for this winter season, for the storm season ahead. The spring season is going to be upon you very, very, very quickly, and you know how that already gets in Tuscaloosa. How many days in a row do you think it rained in Tuscaloosa this past, mid-spring into the early summer? I think it was like 6 weeks that we didn't have a single day without rain. So you need to make sure that your roof is taken care of all right now before you get to that point. So when severe weather strikes, your roof is your home's first line of defense. Storms with high winds, heavy rain, and hail can cause serious damage that isn't always visible from the ground. At Strength Roofing and Siding, we specialize in storm and hail damage, roof repair and restoration across central Mississippi and Alabama, providing fast inspections, expert repairs, and insurance claim support to help you recover quickly and protect your home. A professional assessment from a trusted roofer is essential. With over 45 years of serving Alabama and Mississippi, Strength Roofing and Siding provides expert storm damage, roof repair, and replacement. Call now for your free, no-risk inspection, 205-858-9050. Just because you call doesn't mean you're buying a new roof. Call them, 205-858-9050. Zach or one of his teammates will come out to your house, come out, check out your roof, let you know if you're in good shape, let you know how far away you are from needing something, let you know if it's a small little place that needs to be adjusted or repaired, or the whole dang thing. They're going to help you work with your insurance company as well. You all got homeowners insurance. You got to, and so they'll work with your homeowners insurance to make sure that you are in good shape for the foreseeable future. Zach, what have you talked about helping a nurse at DCH. You talked about a metal roof. What else on your list this week? You got a big old list going all across the Alabama and Mississippi.
That's it. No, it's changing every day. But I have a full day today and tomorrow, and just clean up on Friday unless something else comes in. But no, it's a wide gamut. I have like I said, helping out a nurse today, get her situated for her homeowner's insurance, and then had some hail damage with a preacher over in Madison, Mississippi, getting squared away today as well to get going to get him replaced. But it's that's my favorite part about this job is every day is different, and every situation, like Pat McAfee said, situations are situational, and it's always different, and there's always something no 2 days are the same. So that's what I love about it. But also just being an advocate and helping people through confusing processes like insurance or just repairs and replacements that, they may not totally understand. Just want to operate with honesty, integrity, and transparency and let them know what's going on, what to expect, and how I'm going to help them, through the process.
All right, so why don't I put you on the spot? Can you leave us with the last word, your thoughts on the South Carolina game coming up, 2:30 on Saturday, maybe a prediction, and then when you're done, say, we'll talk to you tomorrow on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, and I'll hit in.
Perfect. Thoughts, I'm not going to give a prediction, but just thoughts is just hope that Bama shows up ready to play. Don't have any complacency. Complacency is killer. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central.
Perfect.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.